Hello, welcome. Thanks for clicking. I'm coming at you with a topic here which is very similar, of course, to my topic, which is why do people have kids? Which is basically in this particular topic is why do like depressed or emotionally unstable people have kids, which is even a better question than why just the plain old why do people have kids? Because if you're like financially and emotionally secure, not that I think people should have kids and bring life into this horrible world, even if you're financially and emotionally secure. But if you're gonna pick, if I were to pick between a household that's financially and emotionally secure and one that's maybe not so financially and definitely not so emotionally secure, I would, if I had to pick between one or the other as a kid, as an unborn kid, I'd pick the financially and emotionally secure household if I had to have the burden of being born at all, excuse me. But so this video is about why do, you know, depressed or mentally unstable people have kids. And this whole topic stems from, I basically type social anxiety. Well, I watch pretty much YouTube videos on a Galaxy 5 media player that I got like 3 or 4 years ago because it's just convenient. You can just lay in bed or sit wherever and watch YouTube videos that way. So I have a list on there. I don't have to keep typing it in all the time. I can just scroll through my history of searches. So pretty much every day I search social anxiety and anxiety depression to see what the new videos are up, because I'd say every 24 hours or so they cycle and you see what's new for that day and stuff like that. And this whole topic came up because within the last couple of days I searched anxiety depression, or probably that one, and I came up with a video of some woman talking about her whatever particular situation, and she's married and 23 and with a kid. I don't know how old the kid is, maybe 2 or something like that, one or two, baby, husband and everything. So I mean, it's not like it's some ghetto, I guess husband's got good paying job or something or whatever. No, she's actually working too, I think, which is surprising. So, but she's like talking about, I don't know, just she'll describe her day, and basically well, her luxury is watching like one 15-minute YouTube video, and I'm just like, holy shit. And when I watch people's, and this is one of the reasons why watching other people's videos is so therapeutic, because within the last several days when I was watching a lot of people's videos and stuff, it really makes me think. And here I'm complaining so much about not knowing anyone or having anything to do, and it kind of, when you see what other people are going through and how people don't even have time to even sit and watch a 15-minute YouTube video, and all I have is time, nothing but time to watch 15-minute YouTube videos, it kind of makes you realize, if I can get off topic for a bit, how lucky, you can really reevaluate your situation, in my case, my situation, and go, holy cow, I think I got it so bad because I've got nothing but free time to do nothing. And it's just like, well, listen to me. Like, if she could hear me complain about, oh gosh, I've got nothing but free time and no one ever to see and stuff, although I do regard never seeing anyone as, a negative thing, but I mean, surely the nothing but free time is, at this point in my life anyway, to her eyes is probably not a negative, and so if I may, like I say, briefly branch off and say that that's one of the things I love about watching other people's videos, is I can get a different perspective that I wouldn't normally be able to have, and try, in doing so I can maybe appreciate my situation, which maybe isn't that bad after all. I can appreciate it more than I am because I'm just bitching about it, So back to topic, which she was just talking about whatever, how her day is, and she never gets to do any, it's just work, and when she gets home it's take care of the baby or whatever, and this and that, and she only got like 1 or 2 hours at the end of the day at night to spend with her husband and all this and that. And she's like, as much as I love the baby and that, there are times when yada yada, I don't remember what she said, like, if I could give them away I would. which is what this whole topic is about, is not to say that she's depressed or or mentally incompetent or mentally ill or, mentally unstable. But it's this whole aspect of she's like 23, so she must have had this kid when she was 20 or 21 or something like that. And it's just like, I don't know. I mean, not as much as I hate, obviously the establishment and Big Brother and shit, it's almost to the point where I almost feel like there should be some kind of fucking rules or some kind of test you have to pass or something in order to have kids, because I just feel like so many, especially when you're fucking 20, you have no brain whatsoever. I mean, compared to like being, whatever, 30 or, it's just like I feel like these people, it's just like, well, what do you think is going to happen when you have a kid? You're going to have to take care of the kid. And the thing that really I had to go like when I was watching the video is then she was saying like, and then we're talking, I can't believe this. So here she's bitching about in the video her life, and a big part of it is having the baby and having to take care of the baby and not having any time, because, obviously the baby is a part of the time drainer and stuff like that, and the responsibility of the baby, and as much as she loves the baby, sometimes she'd want to give him away and stuff, which is probably normal, but whatever, this goes back to my whole why have a kid in the first place situation. But on top of this, if you think that's bad, which you may or may not, just get a load of this. Then she goes on maybe, I don't know, 9 or 10 minutes into the video, or 8 or 7, or at some point in the video, she's like, yeah, and then we're talking about, I can't remember how she worded it, but I couldn't even believe it when I heard this, because yeah, we're planning about, and then we got this and that, and then of course we got to make plans for baby number 2, and I'm like, what'd she say? And I had to like rewind it and like, did I hear that right? And she's like, yeah, a year and a half from now we want to start planning baby number 2, because we don't want to have them too soon after baby number 1, so they're, they can whatever, not be so much of an age difference between them. And I'm sitting here thinking, you're sitting here complaining about baby number 1 and how sometimes, as much as you love baby number 1, you want to just give them away or drop them down a gutter. I don't think she said that, but whatever. Sometimes you resent baby number 1 or not thrilled about, let's face it, you're not thrilled 100% of the time to have baby number 1. Let's face it. Let's cut through the bullshit. And then she's talking about baby number 2, and it just boggles my mind. It's like, can't you hear yourself complaining about baby number 1? And then she's like, luckily she's in some situation where like her stepmother or something like that is gracious enough to babysit baby number 1 for free when she's at work, which is a huge plus. Then she's talking about like, because if she didn't have that luxury, like all of the money that she earns at her job would go towards daycare for her baby number 1 if she didn't have the luxury of free daycare from her mother-in-law, And then I'm thinking, because then she's like, mother-in-law says, well, she'll babysit baby. I think mother-in-law's like a babysitter or something. And mother-in-law's like, well, she'll babysit baby number 1 for free, but mother-in-law has voiced, which is good to know in advance, that she won't be able to do 2 babies for free. She will have to, because she'll have to free up a spot in the daycare or whatever for 2 babies instead of just 1. She'll have to get payment for baby number 2. And it's just like, and she's like, oh, by then me and my husband will be earning more money. And that's another thing, you don't know, especially in this economy, you don't know what the fuck you're going to be earning in the future. And to plan like, yeah, because I got this, I'm going to do this certification, or he's going to do this, or he should be earning this then. I think that's just like, oh man, as much as you obviously think it's true at the time, I mean, it might not be true at the time. And it's just like, regardless, she's going to, they're going to have to pay for, and let's face it, mother-in-law's not going to, who knows, mother-in-law could get hit by a car and could die at any time. So then you're looking at, who knows how much money per month for 2 babies in daycare. And it's just like, oh. So when I do hear these stories, and even just talking about it now, it actually makes me, as you might be able to tell in my demeanor, it actually improves my mood for myself, because I realize how much shit that I don't have to deal with, and how much of a luxury it is, and how much I mope around the house going, oh me, oh my, I don't have it, I don't know anyone and I never get to do anything. And it's just like, well, that's fucking great you don't have to do anything. I mean, maybe not great that you don't know anyone, but, and it really started to improve my mood the last several days. For 3 or 4 days, I've actually been in a better mood than normal as a result of watching that video and others like it. Like I've been watching crazy ex videos with crazy ex-boyfriends and girlfriends and wives and husbands, and the shit that excuse me, the shit that they do, and going to trashing cars and ex-spouses' cars and just going freaking crazy and shit. So watching these videos, actually, I get to re-examine my life and see it through different eyes and realize how fortunate I am in my life. Not much, I mean, compared to these people, in responsibility I have on Viota, now I guess. Not much in responsibility I have. But, I've got, let's face it, I've got a lot less responsibility than these poor bastards in like early 20s who like have a kid, baby number 1, and they might do baby number 2, and it's just like, that's another thing in regards to young people having kids. Just because, and I tell people this, just because you have a good job now doesn't mean you're just going to have that good job for as long as you need it, especially in these fucking economic times. And that's why I feel like, partially, as much as I hate Big Brother and stuff, that you almost should have to, I don't know. So anyway, qualify, pass some test or something to be able to bring life into the world. Because what I really hate is people who, and that gets back to the topic, I don't know if I got off topic or what, but about just, why do people who are, oh shit, and then I wanted to briefly, in closing, I wanted to briefly cover, I've seen videos in the past of women who are agoraphobic and who can't even leave the house who have a baby. And it's just like, that's what the whole topic is, and I think I got all sidetracked. But in closing, long story short, why, especially when you can't even leave the house and you've got a, inability, when you're mentally distraught or whatever, you've got depression or, what's the other shit called? Just, bipolar, or just you can't leave the house, you got agoraphobia, whatever. Why would you have a kid if you can't even live your own life, is my question. If you can't even go out and earn a fucking measly minimum wage job or go out and do anything, if you can't even take your husband's money, who he makes, while you sit at home because you can't even fucking go anywhere, and you can't even go grocery shopping with your husband's money, why are you having a kid? I feel like someone who can't support themselves should not be having a kid, is what it boils down to. And whether it's financially or, emotionally or both. I mean, because a lot of times emotional stuff like agoraphobia will spill over into not being able to have a job, which, result in financial troubles if you don't have some, husband that's earning enough and okay with you not doing anything and being some, But it's just, I get upset when women who can't even, or men, whatever, people who can't support themselves are bringing life into the world, is what it boils down to. So I may have gone all over the place in this topic, and if that's the case, my humble apologies. But at any rate, we're out of time. So yet again, thank you very much for watching if you made it this far, and I will catch you on the next video.